Yeah. You are tuned into Offering Something. I am your host, Michael Bernier. Always feeling so good. You know I love you for watching the show. That is for sure. And if you're tuning in on YouTube, be sure to lean on that subscribe button for me. Hit the notifications bell. If you're the streaming television type, we're out there everywhere. Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Roku, all that. You know it, on Plymouth Rock TV. Yes. Big love to our sponsors at Enjoy Your Life brand and the Organic Natural Shop. Yes. Today, my sweet friends, we have a super tasty episode in store for you with a couple of guests who are entrepreneurs, brand developers, community enrichers, creators of a welcoming environment. Geologists?
Correct.
Yeah. Seekers of happiness, go-getters, and damn good people who are offering something. Yes. It is with great pleasure that I introduce to y'all Mike and Kim Howell of the Bean and Cone. What's up, friends?
Hi. Thank you. Thanks for
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
Feel good?
Yes. Feel great.
Safe?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. We're in good hands here.
Yeah. So where were y'all born? Where did you come into the world, Kim?
I was born in Hudson, New York. My parents are originally from Maine, and they made their way down to Virginia, which is where I grew up.
Virginia. Okay. Michael, is that okay? Call you Michael?
Absolutely.
You're fine with it?
Yeah. Mike, Michael, I'll turn my head to either one of those. So I'm from Virginia as well. I was born in Hopewell, Virginia.
Hopewell, Virginia.
Yep, just outside of Richmond. But I grew up in Williamsburg, Virginia.
Did you two become a thing in Virginia?
Correct. Yep.
At
Nice.
college.
Yep.
Yes.
At college. Look at that. Where'd you go to college?
Old Dominion in Norfolk, Virginia.
Right on. What's the major that happened there?
Geology.
Geology.
Yeah.
You met in the geology program.
We did,
Totally.
yes.
It says.
Totally.
How'd you all get into geology? Like, where did this love come from? Kimberly.
So I started off actually as a biology major, and I tell this story all the time, but as a biology major, I had a choice for my curriculum.
Okay.
I could either take a year of physics or a year of geology. And so, I took geology.
Yes.
And then liked it so much that I switched majors and ended up having to take physics anyway.
Oh, look at this.
So, and then went on for my master's and PhD, and then I met Mike when I was finishing up my PhD, actually.
And you were geology all the way.
Correct. Yeah.
Mike. What is
actually,
geology?
Honestly, it's a study of pressure, time, rocks.
Everybody
Yeah,
just says it's the
everything.
study of
Everything-
rocks. So
Yeah,
what
I
else
mean,
is there really involved?
Yeah, exactly. Like non-living processes that we experience on the Earth.
Yeah. So I mean, with geology, I teach also, and so I always tell people that, looking at the crust of the Earth is like the Earth's library. It has so much to offer and tell us about what's
That's
happened
what you're
in
saying?
the past.
I like you a lot, Kim.
Oh, thanks. I like you
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So at which point along this geologist path did you decide that you wanted to become entrepreneurs and open a pub/cafe bar? How did that happen?
I would say, the infancy of that whole project started when I was in college. I don't know about you, but
I just
so-
follow along.
yeah. Well,
Why don't you
I mean,
pull that mic closer
sorry.
to your beautiful face there?
So like when I was
wonderful beard.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to get this
I assume it
full
did.
gray piece of work here.
The circus on my face.
That's right.
I love it.
That's right. Yeah. So I guess in college, obviously, the first thing you do in college is party, right? And drink a lot of beer. And
Yes.
at that point in time,
Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays,
that's
Sunday.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. And
Yeah.
you drink a lot of bad beer, right? So because it's cheap
Yeah,
and
you do.
you're
Pete's Wicked bar bottles, $9.99 for a case. Yeah.
That's right. So me and my roommates, we started dabbling in the home brewing, scene, and
Oh, really?
when we could, and like that kind of started that real passion and the hobby of home brewing for me. And I don't know if everyone out there remembers, but there was kind of a burst of microbreweries in the 90s. That kind of came and went.
Red Hook.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And big one for sure.
Yeah.
And even like at that time,
Yes,
Sam Adams was kind of in there, and some of those what we call OGs, I guess now, but that kind of sparked even more. And I remember thinking like someday, I want to be a brewer. And at that time I didn't know what that meant really. Just I thought it was glass carboys in your bathtub. That's where I was at. Yeah. And and then obviously I went the geology route, but always still brewing when I could. And when I started doing hitch work for an oil company, so like I'd be home for 3 weeks, off. So that gave me a lot of time.
Hitch work means you're home for 3 weeks?
So like, well,
what is hitch work?
Hitch work is like you, depending on your schedule, so you can do 2 and 2s, 3 and 3s, or 4 and 4s. So you're working 28 days straight, and then you're off 28 days straight.
What are you doing on those days? Like what are you just like looking at rocks? You digging? You're mining for oil?
You're drilling holes. Looking for oil, or you found the oil and you're making more wells. So that you can get it out of there. And so you're on a rig, or you're in an office telling people where to drill, or making suggestions.
So there's some mathematical equation that you use that provides some level of accuracy as to where there will potentially be oil.
So we can
like
we
quantitative
can actually,
methods.
We have they're still quantitative, but we have really good methods where we can map subsurface.
Okay.
Using physics, geophysics. So like we all geologists have to have some form of math and geophysics background. Obviously, we work very closely with engineers too, so give them credit. Like they help us with all this. Like,
so you're home for 3 weeks on one of these hitch situations.
That's
here.
Right. That's right.
Now this is new to my world.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the hitch vocabulary, even though I don't really
hitch
understand it.
Hitch lifestyle is awesome, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as you're home for 3 weeks,
I'm brewing beer, man, and I'm researching, and I'm thinking about my next step, because basically what I was doing, like. You can't, in my opinion, you can't do it forever, man, because you can't spend half your life away from your family.
Yeah, it's a little
because think about it. I mean, if you're home 3 weeks, you're gone 3 weeks. That's half the year you're not with your family.
Like, who am I? Which guy am I?
Yeah, exactly. You're living that duality of life,
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, what's the next step? And I'll always be a geologist, but that brewing hobby is real for me. So like, hey, what about opening a brewery? And I researched that. That's very expensive.
It's very involved.
So
a lot of permits, licensing, signatures.
Yep. And
waiting for this and that guy to come.
Exactly. And I guess I didn't really want brewing to become a job. I still wanted it to be like a hobby, a passion. So the workaround I came up with is I opened this tap room where I can showcase awesome craft beers, and that's kind of my, for lack of a better word, cash cow, right?
Yeah.
So then I can still do the nano brewing at a slightly bigger scale, and at some point, maybe I can get those beers on tap too.
Really?
So that,
So at the moment, none of the beers that you're making are on draft at.
Correct.
Okay.
Right. That's right. That's phase 2.
So you can't just brew them in the little glass bottle in your tub and then, no. So that doesn't work that way.
Obviously, there's 2, direct entities that will not be cool with that.
You gotta get a brewer's license,
Yeah, the health department, and then obviously the federal government, right? They want to make sure you're brewing what you say you're brewing, and so they can tax you appropriately.
Right. Everybody got to get their money. I know this one. So now you're open. The Bean and Cone is open.
That's right.
How long has it been open?
3 months almost.
Yep.
And it's just smooth sailing. Everything is so lovely, and you're like, wow, look how good this is working. Everyone should be doing stuff like this.
Well,
wow.
I tell you, when it comes to people visiting and us conversing and telling our story and serving great beer and getting feedback, that's all great. But obviously, it's a business, right? We've never done this before, so there's lots of that rocky road, like learning.
You're
the ropes. Yes, 100%. Back in school.
Yeah.
Back in school, 100%.
So how long you been open? I'm sorry, I asked.
3
this.
months.
3 months
Yep.
now. So over the course of these 3 months, would you say there's something that is the most valuable that you have learned? You're like, obviously, that's what we should have done. How did we not do that? No, nailed it all.
No, it's a good question.
Dead on with everything.
Mm.
Look at Mike's like, nah, dude, I don't make mistakes
I know,
like
I'm-
that. What are you
Well, no,
looking for here?
I think initially I thought what was going to happen is we'd start out slow and kind of gradually get that fan base or whatever you want to call it.
Clientele, community,
right? And
friendships.
our opening night was so amazing that, you know, there was like that dip, you know, when
Yep.
after that, and then it kind of went back up and plateaued. And so I think that's what I've learned is, you know, we really have to figure that out with just like more data, more time, more, you know, and obviously the whole paying bills and you know, getting the right amount of stock and you know, like,
how's that working out?
it's
been
hit and miss, man.
challenging.
It's like,
So you're an accountant now.
well,
No, I
that's
am.
her. Yeah.
That's the role.
No, I buy
took
stuff
on.
and give her receipts, and
There you go.
I get in trouble. And
How
all that
are we?
stuff. Yeah.
So it's
We
like,
doing all
you know,
right?
being married.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Let's step back a little bit. How was the build-out process of being in Cone? Amesbury, Massachusetts.
Yep.
Yeah.
So again, another learning curve there. There was a little bit rocky at the beginning because we had signed a lease, and then there was like the sale of the building kind of came up and came and went. So there was a little bit of a delay at the beginning of the build out, which was super stressful because at that point I had already quit my job to do this full time.
Wow, man.
I was like,
that's
all right, so 2 months setback, that's great. And but I would say actually demoing the old store, which was not a store at that time, it was like office space before we got it. So we had to rezone it for
Okay,
like
yep.
what do we call it? Assembly
Yeah.
versus like office usage or whatever. So, between the demo and converting to that, lots of learning, lots of visits to town hall and trying to figure out who the right person was to talk to, and then finding that person and figuring out the bureaucracy involved with
it
that.
could take
and
some time.
So like, lots of learning, but I would say, the carpentry side, and like my ideas coming to fruition and like seeing them go from nothing to something, like that was great. Like,
Yep.
I mean, and everybody's compliments, like, oh, I love how you did this and that, like, and like people are getting it, and it's great. Like that's what.
So you did
was
the
awesome.
layout.
I did
You
the
looked at
layout.
the space and it like completely cleared it out. It was cubicles, you're
Yeah,
saying?
that's right.
So
there
it doesn't
was walls
look
everywhere,
what it
cubicles
used to look
everywhere.
like.
That's
Okay.
right. Yeah, and I opened it wide open like
you
it,
had a
the
little
original building.
drawing.
Yep. I hired an architect. I told him how I was going to do it. He made it, two-dimensional. Turned it in, got my permits, and then we made it 3D. So,
Look at that. That's a
Yep.
good feeling.
yep. I had some,
Um,
good friends as well helping. It
Yeah.
wasn't just me, but
Well, and Mike has to take a little. I'm going to give Mike. Take the mic.
Yeah.
And give Mike some props. So those who come in and experience being in Cone, other than a few pieces of furniture that are in the shop right now, Mike literally built everything himself. I bought the wood, made the design, built it, nail, hammer. I mean,
Like the
I
bar,
held
all the things.
bar, the back part of the bar,
Look
hung
at
all
you.
the signs. So he has so much great stuff in his head. When he was telling me about what was happening,
He's like,
I'm
you
just
guys
I'm
don't
up
even
on
know
the
what's going on in
the
here.
platform looking down like, yeah, sure, I see what you're saying. I'm like thinking about, and then he started building it, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is it, and it's wonderful. So it's a lot of blood, sweat, and
Yeah.
a lot of my tears in there.
And vision.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is a visionary for sure.
So what is it, would you say, about being in Cone as it is now that really separates it from the 10 other bars in walking distance? Like, why am I going to go to being in Cone when I can go to anywhere else?
Shall I start?
Yep.
I would say.
So polite.
So what I would say, like the blanket sort of explanation, is
Let's hear this blanket.
I have something for everyone when it comes to why you go to a bar, right? Like you want coffee, you want wine, you want beer, or it's something like that, cordial,
Yep.
Things like that. So I have that, but I think what's different, and one of the reasons like this whole idea came to me specifically for Amesbury is we didn't have that bar, like, I hate to be cliche, but like that Cheers feel, like where you get the common, like the usual suspects that come in. They're in there, everybody knows your name kind of feel.
Yep.
We didn't. I mean, I could be wrong, but like I feel like all the other places I went to, it's like you just go there to pound beers, or there wasn't that sense of like you come here every day. It's like, oh, on the weekend that's where we go to drink beer, or whatever. So I feel like that's the difference. Like that's the blanket, right? Like where you can literally sit at that bar, meet new people. You can stay there all day. We got Wi-Fi. You bring your computer. You can work. You can drink coffee until it's time to drink beer. Or you meet friends. You meet colleagues.
Play Dungeons and Dragons.
Totally,
even.
man. Like on Sunday. On Sunday we have people playing board games in the back.
I've seen
got
this.
their pizzas and stuff. I mean, it's great. Like that's what I wanted. I want people to come in and meet their neighbors in a different, venue, and or meet new friends, and I tell people all the time at the bar, because I see it all the time, where people come in and they realize that they literally are neighbors.
Yeah.
And they've never met each other. And obviously
COVID.
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
I live here.
Yeah. I mean, like COVID had a huge part in that. But like at the same time, that's just like, it blows my mind.
So good.
And then they make those connections, and then when people come back in, they remember each other, and they're having these conversations, and then obviously I'm telling them my story, and then they're telling me their story, and it's great.
Cheers.
It feels great, And obviously we have a ton of stuff to talk about on the walls, and because like I have little tidbits of my career.
Let's talk about the walls in there.
Let's do it.
I walked in and I'm like, what's happening here with all this? And slowly the theme starts to build in my head. Oh, and I'll let you explain what's going on there.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a tribute to my geologic past, and my wife. Like we both did some time in the petroleum geology field, and we found oil, we produced oil, we did our geologizing, right? And,
I like this geologizing.
We geologize, and so like all of the decor has something to do with that field, specifically with us, right? We have something in there from Alaska because we spent time in Alaska. We have stuff in there from Texas because we spent time in Texas.
Right.
And I spent time in Egypt, so I have stuff that that brings me there, and I think that's just decor. And like the fact that I have coffee and beer is also tied to all of that, because when I was in Egypt, obviously a lot of people don't drink alcohol, right? Because they're Muslim.
Right.
So what's the next best thing? Coffee, tea. And so
to get you something.
There's something, you know what I mean? And so
of course.
I felt like that was kind of the two, wine, tea, coffee, beer, like all those things are very social, beverages, right? And so it's everything in there has something to do with my geologic past, working in industry, and then having those conversations and meetings and collaboration with some libation.
If I point at
right?
a piece and I'm like, hey, Mikey boy, what's the story here? What's the deal with this?
Yep.
You will give me a story?
I have a story.
You have a story?
Totally.
This man has stories.
I have stories.
I have a gift for you.
Okay.
Can I give you a gift?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll do this.
Oh.
Oh, don't get too excited. Yeah. See there? You pull on that little sticker?
Oh.
Look at that. I made it easy. I did.
Ooh, look at all this stuff.
Yeah, you got some nice natural things,
Sweet.
supplements from the organic natural shop, and
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What else?
We
Oh
need
yeah,
this.
all types of.
Immune support.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
Everybody needs a
might
good
as
immune
well.
system.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
What's
Swag.
this here?
Some swag.
I don't know what this is. 420. That's from CNA stores in Amesbury, Massachusetts.
I know
So
this guy. Oh, yeah.
that's what's going on there.
Yeah.
Love it.
I thought it was appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some
Stickers.
stickers. That's a
Oh,
lot
we
of
have to
stickers
put-
in there. That's
We have to put a
good.
sticker on a mug.
Yeah, that's right.
Huh?
Love. Whoop. This.
Oh yeah.
Seriously, night oil.
Yeah, and that's a good company too. There, they love
Seriously soothing.
you. Soothe it up.
Some serious- Right.
What do we have here?
Enjoy your life.
Oh yeah, you might as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan.
Everybody should.
What else is in
Oh,
there?
a collared shirt.
There we
We're
go.
Really fancy.
Yeah.
That's for corporate days.
There you go. Big meetings going on. The bean and cone.
This is a bag.
No,
Oh, it's an
no, it's
apron?
not a bag. It's a letdown. It's an
Yeah.
apron.
Heck yeah.
I love
There
it.
we go.
Love it.
Yeah.
That works in the bar.
Yes.
Hey.
You can use this when you start brewing.
Look at you. So let's
And-
get to know you a little bit more as humans.
Okay.
As humans
Do it.
outside of this. I know we've done the geology thing, but I mean, like, you travel? You like to travel? Spare time, not for hitching situations?
Yeah.
Where do you like to go? How about you, Kim?
Oh, okay.
Today, you get to go anywhere. Where are you going?
Oh, geez. So we would probably go back to Egypt. I know he spent a lot of time there, but
Yeah.
the kids and I went and spent 2 weeks.
And
back in
loved
20
it.
Oh my gosh, it was my top 3 trips
Why?
I've taken. Because it was one to see our children experience this different culture through their eyes.
Yeah.
To experience it ourselves was wonderful. Mike was, telling us all about it every time he came home, and so it was. And the people were just humans, wonderful humans,
Yeah.
and so
Shucks,
nice
what
and
do you know?
friendly
Yeah.
and
Good people everywhere.
good people everywhere.
Yeah.
So it was.
That's right.
So there were a few things that we didn't see on that trip. So we'd probably start in Egypt, and then I don't know. I'll come up with an itinerary that
Nice.
launches from there.
Right on, Mike. Where are you trying to go tomorrow, if you can, because everything is
Ooh,
so perfect
tomorrow?
and set up for you to go.
So, yeah,
No
I mean,
worries.
Like after we leave Egypt, you mean?
Uh.
Yeah. Oof. Probably Iceland.
Oh, yes.
Like, I mean,
That's
it's
your
like
jam. It's very green in
That's a
Iceland.
Yeah.
That's like a geologist haven there. There's
Yeah.
a lot going on there
yeah, just
geologically.
Why?
It's a hot spot.
I mean, okay. What
Um,
makes it a hot spot?
that's where
Yeah.
I go.
Yeah.
I'm going to profess here.
Yeah, do this.
So it's where
Profess.
hot mantle material comes up and breaks its way through the crust and creates an island. The Hawaiian Islands are a hot spot, or is a hot spot. But for Iceland, it's also a plate boundary. So 2 plates are spreading away from each other.
Getting anxious.
Yeah. And so, I mean, 2 things happening in one geographic location is for geology. It's
Wow.
yeah, it's wonderful. So I would
Yeah,
we
I
might
like
have to go to
Iceland.
Iceland first
like
and then
Iceland.
shoot over to
Yeah.
Egypt, I think.
Oh,
Anyway,
I
but
love you too.
You start asking me questions about geology, and I will profess all day.
How about
Apparently-
this?
apparently
What
I do it at
music
the
do you
bar.
listen to, Kim? Last time you
Oh,
purposely put on something. What was it? I'm gonna play a song right now, and it's this one.
I
you-
always well.
Don't tell me like a station. I want to know like the last time
Oh.
a specific, the time you were like, I'm
musician
putting
or
on a
band.
song.
I'm terrible with this.
I know.
Okay, so
I'm feeling that you
know-
are. So
know-
I mean, it's gonna make it even more
I'm getting
incredible.
anxious. So I don't know. I like
It's like the
chill-
Frozen
I like
soundtrack or
chill-
something?
No. Oh my God, no. No, I like chill out music. So,
What does that mean?
Well, specifically, it's the chill station.
Chill
on-
station,
on
but you said not to
Satellite
say
radio.
a station. So
Is there any particular musician in the ever that stands out to you that you like? Wow, this is
It's
awesome.
really hard.
you stumped her.
Can I do a pass?
Yeah,
Mike?
sure.
My favorite band or the.
Anything.
Yeah.
Your
What kind of
favorite.
music do you listen to?
I mean, my all-time favorite is probably Pinback.
Pinback?
Pinback, yeah.
I don't know this.
San Diego band.
Enlighten me. Is that punk, ska? What is it?
No, it's like
Metal?
it's like I don't want to like pigeonhole it, but it's kind of like
Prog rock?
what I would call like surf music. Like,
No,
no, not like Dick Dale's kind of stuff, but like the California sort of emo indie.
Like the Shins kind of vibe?
Not quite that. It's hard to explain. You just have to check
Okay,
them out.
I'm going to check it out,
Check 'em
Pinback.
out.
I'll stop
Pinback
asking
is
and I'll
great.
listen. It'll be resolved immediately.
But the very last like button I pushed was for Guar. Do you know Guar?
Oh, yeah.
Because they're coming to Hampton or.
You can get
Hampton?
blood thrown
Yeah.
all over you, the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
thing.
The whole thing, man. So they're coming in June. So me and a friend that's actually going with me, we're like, let's just listen to some Guar tonight.
Nice. You listen to King Diamond, too?
Oh yeah. I haven't listened to it
Missy?
recently, but
Yeah.
yeah. Not recently, but I definitely did. Yeah.
Oh, that's great, man. Gore is something else. So, that's good.
Yeah. Geologists are weird, right?
Yeah, no, my older brother was into that. That's why I know what Guar and
Oh yeah.
my older brother Ryan and when King Diamond died, we were like trying to go to sleep as a kid and be like, Missy and Mother were sleeping down. It's like all this whacked out. Who knows what's going on there?
Yeah, and Guar, they're from Virginia too, so that's how I know them
Oh,
from like
okay.
high school and stuff. We'd go see them. So
So how do you, at this point, business is open, it's running, there's a lot happening, it calls for a lot of your attention. How do you maintain focus? What do you do to make sure that you have energy, drive, passion to not only make it through the day, but to move forward and improve? What are your go-tos? Motivational speakers, books, coffee?
honestly, obviously a lot of my product, like I drink a lot of beer. But I mean, aside from that, like I listen to a lot of music, man, and obviously I spend a lot of time in our shop. So between making lists of things I need to buy, do, fix, and the fact that our plan is kind of an evolution, right? Like there's phases. Right, so like phase 1 was just get this bar open, so we have like cash flow,
couple
and,
seats, let's go.
Like that kind of seeds the next step. So like I don't know if you remember, but there's like adjacent to the bar, there's another storefront that we're gonna open as well. That's gonna be, I guess, like in a couple words, it's a home brewing shop, but it'll have other stuff too. So like craft beer
like
enthusiast,
retail,
retail, yeah,
retail.
So like if you're a home brewer and you need to come
selling beer in there.
No off-premise beer sales.
Gotcha.
It's just
So
supply
it's like the
sundries
kits.
and hardware.
Get your hops and your whatever
100%.
is involved
yeast,
in
hops,
beer.
grain, whatever you need,
Boom.
and I can obviously I can order
little
stuff
glass
you need.
jugs, the
That's
little
right.
plug that goes in the top, little spiral thing, all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All of it. We'll have all of it, and I'll have a little bit of like beard products because obviously I need those, and I found some pretty good stuff that I think people should try. So I have
And a lot of people with beards
totally
drink beer.
100%. It's almost a prerequisite.
Seems like it.
Yeah. But I don't judge. I don't judge. But yeah, like so I have like some of those like beard products and some swag. Like I'm working with all the distributors that I get beer from to try to get like t-shirts of people's favorite beers, so like we can have that available. So you come into my place and you've consumed your most favorite beer ever, and you're like, I love this brewery, where's the t-shirt?
Right here, baby. Is
So-
that gonna have a separate name?
So for now it's all gonna be kind of under the Bean and Cone umbrella.
Yeah.
But once phase 2, as I was telling you
Phase
previous
2.
to when we're brewing.
How many phases are there,
Yeah,
Michael? What's your
it's-
middle name, sir?
Yeah.
What is it?
Middle name?
Yeah.
For real? My real middle name?
Yeah.
Sean.
For real. What do you think I want an that's it? That's it? It has to
Sean.
be Michael Sean?
Michael Sean. Yeah.
That's how it works?
Yeah.
Michael Sean Howell.
That's right.
Okay, how many phases are there in this vision board, storyboard? How many phases?
Well, there's like 1, 2, 3, and then 2A and 3C.
Oh my gosh.
No, I have no idea,
I
man.
get
Like,
along for the
It's one of those things where
Focused.
as we get to, certain phases, it kind of bifurcates, and you're like, oh, that would be cool, and this would be cool. So how do we make that work? But I would say right now there's 3 phases,
Okay.
right? There's the bar,
Yes.
there's the retail, and then there's the brewing,
Got it.
and in that order, just because the bar is kind of how we're providing the necessary capital
Yep.
to do everything we need to do with, pay our mortgage and keep the business going, right?
And have great conversation.
Have great conversation, meet awesome people like yourself.
Yep.
So, and then the home brewing, that feeds into my brewing, right? Because that's all the supplies I need to brew.
Yeah.
But when people come in and buy their home brewing supplies, they're
Happiness
subsidizing
again. Yep.
my brewing activity. And you've probably noticed this. Brewers love talking to other brewers
Oh yeah.
and learning from other brewers.
We call that geeking out.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
Beer
guys
geeks.
love that.
So,
And like it starts happening, and
Yeah.
I'm like backing up.
yep. Yep. So, like
Tastes good.
a bar with craft beer, a home brewing supply store, like all the beer conversation I could ever need to go to that phase where I'm brewing, and collaborating with other
Yeah.
breweries and stuff like that. So that's kind of the workflow I have right now.
So I think the first question was, where do you draw the motivation from? And
Yep.
what I'm just getting from your answer and everywhere it's gone is that like you're just that guy. It's all there. Like you're not like waking up looking for it.
Yeah.
You're just kind of
No.
addicted to getting it done and working and making it happen.
Yeah.
And then when you come home, you're still talking to Kim about it, and then you
Yeah.
just go
If we
back
see
to
each other,
there.
'cause
Yeah.
she goes to bed before me.
So it's like it's
Yeah.
just gonna happen because every day you're making it happen.
Yeah.
It's just in your nature.
Yeah.
Highly motivated individual.
Yeah. I mean, this was strategic, right? I mean, I didn't just
Exactly.
lose my job and like, what am I going to do
Scientist.
next? Like,
Yeah.
it was planned. Like,
I know.
Like over, I don't remember how many years we're like, we're gonna do this. We just don't know when.
Yep.
And then this, the whole lockdown with COVID, and like I was doing Hitch work, and then I stopped, so I was working from home, and so even though I was technically still doing Hitch work, but I was
Yeah.
at home,
Yeah.
So I think with all of that going on, like I had a lot of time to really plan this business, and a lot of it just fell into place, and a lot of it, we kind of guided it to where we need to be, which is where we are now. But yeah, I mean, all of that drive started way before, 3 months ago, right? It was
It's just the individual that you are. So here's a question that's kind of off topic here. Do you care about people like genuinely in this process and in your own lives? Do you care about people? Do you?
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a sideways question? Like you
No,
go out
no, I
in the
get it.
world and you are walking past someone and you happen to make eye contact. There's no rules on what has to happen at
Right.
this point, right?
Right.
Do you find yourself smiling at
Absolutely.
someone? You do.
No, I think I've always been that guy.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, hey, what's up? Like that. Not because I'm trying to, create a conversation,
Yeah.
but it's like I feel awkward when I walk by people. And I'm kind of like
Acknowledging human existence
Yeah.
and showing some
But-
kind of respect and warmth.
But Amesbury, it's a small town, right?
Yeah.
So I see people on the sidewalk, and a lot of them have been in my place
Yeah.
already, and so I'm kind of like, oh, hey, how's it going? Like, good to see you. See you soon. That kind of thing.
Yep.
So like that, there's always that going on, and
And you like it.
I do like it. And
Kim, you like talking to people?
Oh yeah. So I'm
You
a
do?
university professor also. So
At what university?
UMass Lowell.
Look
I'm
at
an
this.
adjunct professor. That's why you can come in the shop and I will give you a geology lesson. I've done it a couple of times. Have we seen those people come
It made
back
me
yet?
like when
Anyway,
you started
Yeah.
speaking on
Um,
geology, I felt like I was gonna have to take a test, and
yeah,
it's just been so
so
long.
I guess I
I got a
maybe
little
I
bit anxious.
give that
That's all.
vibe.
Yeah.
But no, I thoroughly enjoy talking to people
Yeah.
and telling people what I know. And when you were asking him about inspiration,
Yeah.
I'm realizing my inspiration is actually him.
Wow.
Because
That's heavy for you,
I do the
Mike.
behind the scenes stuff, but I also sling beers. I come down behind the bar and I work, and that's actually my second motivation, because when I go down and I'm behind the bar and I'm talking to people, I love talking to people and getting to know them. And I'm realizing, okay, I cannot look at numbers anymore. I'm going to go talk to some people and it's going to make me happy. And then I see him down there and he is just in his element and in
Captain
a place
Social,
where he needs to be. He has found his place. And so it makes me happy to see him happy.
Oh, look at that.
Stop
He's
it.
almost crying because I'm seeing love over here. This is wonderful. You guys are the best. Oh my gosh. So at this point in the process, is there anything that scares you outside of just like, okay, we're going to fail because there's no money going on here in this place? Like, is there anything you're afraid of in life, in business? Anything that keeps you up at night? We're getting personal here a little bit.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
With everything that has
We want to
happened
know who the
over-
people are that
Yeah,
own
no,
Bean
that's
and Cone.
great.
Yeah.
No, with the fact that
Yeah.
us as a married couple, us as parents, us as humans on this planet, we have persevered and made it through the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Says a lot. And so, to tell you the truth, I'm not scared anymore because everything that we have done in the 20 years that we've been together,
I love you.
it doesn't matter. We always figure it out and it always works out. And if you take that attitude and you put that good energy out there, then good energy is going to come back.
That's perfect. The most beautiful answer. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. How do I follow with?
You can't follow
No.
that up. That was beautiful. So customers come into the store before they're friends and people, they're customers. And there is a bar environment here where people are consuming alcohol. Is there ever a situation like you're like, I've never had to think about this, but wow, that guy is actually really drunk and kind of being a little too much.
Yeah.
I have to suggest to him that he leaves.
Yeah.
Now, first, do you like that? Is that the worst part?
No, it is the worst part.
Okay.
And obviously, some people come in already that way, right?
Yeah.
And it's very difficult because you do know some of them, right?
And you want no confrontation.
No. And it is difficult. And actually, that is one of the fears that I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like, you get that either that bad customer or the friend, that comes in and they just take advantage of your friendship and they get completely crazy.
Acting, causing a scene.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And luckily that hasn't happened, but
Nothing is elevated, no elevation.
no,
where
no.
You're like, wow.
One time I had to. Yeah.
And you're like a martial artist or something like this, right?
Yes.
Well, that's what I tell them.
Yeah.
That's what we're
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it was like it. Actually, it ruined my day. Like
I bet.
because it starts out great, and then it's like, oh, this escalated really fast, and then it's like, all right, yeah, I'm just done. Like I can't deal with this
really
anymore.
happened.
So I had to, escort this woman out, and like, you're no longer welcome here, because like she was
Too
not-
much.
Yeah, she was too much for
You're
me.
an even guy. You're both of you, very level-headed.
Yeah.
So I can assume if it went to a point of you can't come back here,
Yeah,
that
Oh,
it
yeah.
must have been something.
it was
Yeah.
bad, and and like I said, it ruined my day. I felt horrible for like having to do that, and so that is definitely a fear, because obviously, statistically, it's going to happen again, right? Like it's and like I do dread that. Like every Friday, Saturday where it's busy, I'm just I'm optimistic. Like I go in there thinking it's not going to happen, but realistically, it will
Yeah.
at some point. So like that is a fear for sure. It's scary because you don't know how people are going to act.
No.
And maybe they're like, oh,
It's a
okay, all
loose
right,
cannon.
I'll leave, or maybe they're like, I'm not leaving. Like
Somebody
you don't
just
know what's
comes
gonna
in,
happen.
sits down, doesn't buy anything, is just sitting there. You're
Yeah.
like,
yeah, what's going on? Yeah, yep.
in the bathroom.
yeah,
Happening here.
yeah.
Hey, I could see the awkward situations that could occur.
Yeah.
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 So Amesbury was the chosen location, Amesbury, Massachusetts, purposely there. How did you actually end up with this building, though? Just looking and it was
Yeah,
available?
so actually this building, if people are familiar with it, on Main Street, it had been papered up for years.
Papered up.
Yeah, I mean, like the
Does that
windows.
mean like
just-
paper in the windows?
Yeah,
Okay.
paper in the windows, and like nothing had happened there for at least 6 years.
Oh, yeah.
6 years of nothing?
At least.
How does that
Maybe.
happen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was there a sign in the window
think-
for lease or anything? For rent?
Not for a while.
Not for a long time.
Well, I think they had, like, because there's a restaurant adjacent, and I think they had plans to, like, knock a hole in the wall and, like, make it another bigger
see,
space,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
just never happened.
I gotcha.
And then, yeah, then I basically, when I decided that we were going to take the next step, I got the realtor we bought our house through, and I was like, hey, can you just check this place out and see what's happening? Like,
Yeah.
is it for rent? Is it for sale? What's going on? Is it available? And basically came back, and yeah, if you want to go look at it, let's go look at it. And as soon as I walked in, I was like, this is perfect, because it was already the floor plan was
It's
already
so
perfect.
good in there.
So we negotiated a lease, and the terms were right, and I quit my job, and the rest is history. I mean, it was that simple. Like,
So do you see yourself working at this bars? Like, is this it? Do you want this location for the ever?
Okay, we might be getting into phase 4.
yeah.
No.
Phase
Another
4
phase.
is what here? There's a
I mean, I would
larger
say,
location somewhere on
Yeah.
the water
especially if like the
where you
brewing
can
thing.
take your boat right up to.
Yeah, if the brewing thing takes off,
Yeah.
you need more room. Like there's just
Yeah.
it's just not enough room for that. But I would also say that, like obviously my lease has an end.
Yeah.
So if that isn't favorable at the end for me, like we find another location, maybe expand then, or change it up a little bit, however we do it.
Change is a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, keep it fresh, keep
Comfortable
it
with it. Yeah.
evolution.
Yep.
Yeah, step outside of that comfort zone a little bit,
Yeah.
feel alive,
Yeah.
a little bit
That's
in
how
the
you
grip of
grow.
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, draw some motivation from it.
That's right.
Next challenge in front of you, keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because like all of the really cool, like novel things that are going on in our bar, after a while, that people, they don't see that anymore, right? So
Right.
you need that next fresh, thing, whatever it is at that point in time, right? And
And that's kind of the fun part.
Yeah.
Because we don't know exactly what that's going to be, but it'll evolve.
Yeah.
And so
See how
that's
it goes.
exciting.
But
something
you
to look
are on a
forward to.
journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I feel pretty comfortable to say that most people go through their whole life without ever starting a journey. And that's, you guys are on a journey. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's so good. You're
Yeah.
alive. You feel alive. Am I
Yeah.
wrong?
Oh, yeah.
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 Every day.
That's
Every
good.
day, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
how
we-
was the staffing process? Was that simple? Challenging? Oh my gosh, I can't find anyone. What's wrong with that person? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Is that, or no?
I would say
Flocked to you.
we definitely had a lot of interest
Yeah.
from the beginning, where people were like, oh, you need help, totally, and then obviously, there's a percentage of those people, they're just like trying to be our friends and be nice and help out, and that fizzled. And then, we had, some friends, like really good friends, who stepped up, and they're working for us now part-time. For how long, I don't know, but
Yeah.
at least until we get going, and hopefully, the whatever post-COVID, restaurant bar industry hopefully goes back to somewhat normal. But then, with just like people who came in, and spent some time talking to me, and they're like, hey, if you need help, you just let me know. And, we got details. And then, when we're ready to bring one more person on, I contact that person. And,
Yep.
it was very organic like that. We didn't go on
Right.
LinkedIn and like,
Yeah, no.
qualified bartender you needed, or it was nothing like that. Just people we met, people who just felt right, and good friends, and
Yeah.
we went from there.
And you're in the building how many hours each week?
Mike is there a lot.
I would say
70?
12.
Oh no, it's way
80,
more than that. Yeah,
90.
it's well into the 90, 100
Over-
hours.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
say 100 plus him.
Yeah, because I'm there, 6:30.
That's right, slanging the
6:45,
coffee.
getting the coffee ready,
Mm.
and tidying up from the night before if things didn't get finished or and then I'm there till 10 p.m. Except for like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sometimes it goes later than that, So,
But these are
7
the
days a
things
week.
that we're, trying to figure out, being open that long, seeing where the flow of people come, and then realizing, okay, where we need staffing.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the organic part of it. Just we knew that especially him, would have to.
We knew that you'd be in
we'd
there.
have to
It's
sacrifice
part of the
some
plan.
things for
I
us.
know the
Yeah.
strategy is in place.
Yeah.
You're a very well thought out couple here. Because the scientist side of it is a business plan in place.
We need data.
It's not all willy-nilly.
Data,
You need data. Like
Yeah.
there was no data.
No
And
data.
now
You
you're
can't have
producing data,
statistics
so now
without
you can
data.
analyze
Well,
data.
like I said, our model is not similar to anything in town, right? Like coffee and beer in the same place. You're open from 7 to 10. Like that's a concept
Where's
that doesn't
that?
exist in
Yeah.
our town, right?
Yeah.
So, I thought it would be successful, and so far, like signs say yes, but we still don't know all the details, like how many people we need at this time of day, and how many hours can I actually stay awake, and that
And
that kind of
then
stuff. So
moving into the spring and summer, and it's hopefully going to get busier, and so
It's going to.
It's still we're
gonna
still
be
in,
wild.
in data collection phase.
Yeah.
But
I like that. Most bar owners, cafe owners don't say these things that you're saying here. Yeah. It's a more scientific approach that I like.
Yeah.
Very
hopefully
mathematical.
it works.
Yeah.
Yes,
And it
hopefully our
works.
hypothesis
I
pans
feel
out.
that
that's
this
right.
will work. Yeah. Oh, it's more of a science project. So I've asked you to come here today for 2 reasons, guys.
Okay.
First reason is I and many other people just think it's so wonderful when people have a vision, an idea, a concept that most dismissed, throw to the wayside, listen to other people tell them it's not realistic to do. You already got this, it's still this, you got the security and the, oh, you have insurance. And then you actually don't even hear them at all. And you're like, yeah, all right. And you go ahead and do this thing and leave some situation in order to do it and make your dream into a reality. That's beautiful. It's inspirational. You could have just stayed on this secure Hitch path and accepted whatever kind of life needed to be developed, and you guys could have dealt with that. But nah, switch it up, see what you want to do, take the steps to make it real. It's beautiful. It might seem normal to you, but it is admirable and inspirational. People around you, people that know you, your friends are like, well, they did it. What are we going to do? They did it. We got to, they can do it.
Yeah.
And the second reason, so that's beautiful. I love you for that because you see something, you have a passion, and you pursue it.
Right.
That's living, right? Am I accurate with that?
Yeah.
And the second reason is that as you go about your lives as humans in this room here now, the times that I've seen you prior to this moment, and when I am not associated with the situation, as we have discussed here, you're good people. You're nice to people. You really don't have to be.
Yeah.
Like things could still work out. You could still have a job.
Yep.
You could be a drag, a bore, and a complaining negative thing going on. But no,
Right.
you're not. So I appreciate you coming here and being nice and welcoming and open and just like dropping the wall that exists between people for no reason and just going from, all right, we talked for 5 minutes before in our lives, 10 minutes. We've never met before. And here we are. And we've decided that we're just going to be friends and humans together. So I love you for that. 2 reasons. You pursued your passion, made it a reality, and you're good people. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you.
Yeah. Thanks for
you.
inviting us. This is great.
I would like you to tell me how the people out there in the world connect with Bean and Cone. Like people love social media.
Yeah.
How do they do it?
Well, we're on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
At Bean and Cone. And
BEAN, bean, like coffee bean.
Yeah, coffee bean, and cone is in hop cones. So bean and cone all spelled out. You'll find us on Facebook and Instagram, or you can come see us at 39 Main Street, Amesbury, Mass.
Yeah. I love you guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Did I
it.
miss anything? Anything you want to put out there in the world that I have just grossly overlooked? Yes.
I would just like to say
Careful
that
for the volcanoes. No,
yes,
sorry. Yeah.
yes, natural disasters are real. So is climate change. But
And I am happily ignorant over here. It's like, hey, I'll die that day.
come to the shop. I'll tell you all about
No.
it. So
I
I'm going
don't
to go
want
back
no
to one
fear.
of your previous questions, and maybe at the shop one night we'll have an 80s night.
Wow.
I like 80s music.
That's your thing. You got it. 80s, right on. You took a
80s.
little bit.
Banana clip, big hair,
Yeah, I do.
parachute pants.
He's like,
I remember
He's
that.
like, what?
I remember that.
Poison, Bon Jovi.
Oh, yeah. Bon Jovi. That's what I would have
That's
picked. That's it.
I hit it for you. All right, once again, it's Mike and Kim Howell, Bean and Cone, Amesbury, Massachusetts. Get hip with it. It's on social media situations. Bean and Cone. Spell it out. The word and, spell it out, not the ampersand. Yeah. And I love you guys. Thanks for being
Ditto,
here.
man.
It
Thank
takes
you.
effort. It took some effort to get here, and you did it.
Well,
Thank you.
We appreciate the invite. Anytime.
Yeah.
I love you too.
Thank you to our sponsors at Enjoy Your Life brand and the Organic Natural Shop, and to everybody out there watching the show. You're so beautiful. Look at you. Oh, my golly. And you are the most beautiful you can ever be when you are being yourself. How many times can I say that? A lot, because it's true. You're the most appealing ever when it's you. We want you. That's it. It's offering something. I love you, and we'll check you next time, you beautiful people. Bye, guys.
See you later.
Yeah.